Welcome in the jar where friendly face ain't far. You know the rest. We're gonna have a cigar. Thing a little dark, bruh. Might have me buzzing off my ass. Alright. Started off with some James Clear, just like we did last week. If you feel resistance before you begin, it's usually procrastination and you need to get started. If you feel resistance after you begin, it's usually feedback and you need to make adjustment. Focus is how you knit the hours of the day together. With focus, the day becomes a beautiful tapestry. Without focus, you end up holding a bundle of loose string. Let's see what else. This is the one I was looking for. When my brother and I were growing, so this is from entrepreneur Sarah Blakely. She's the founder of Spanx with an X. On failure. When my brother and I were growing up, my father would encourage us to fail. We'd sit around the dinner table and he'd ask, "What did you guys fail at this week?" If we had nothing to tell him, he'd be disappointed. The logic seems counterintuitive, but it worked beautifully. He knew that many people become paralyzed by the fear of failure. They're constantly afraid of what others will think if they don't do a great job, and as a result, take no risks. My father wanted us to try everything and feel free to push the envelope. His attitude taught me to define failure as not trying something I want to do instead of not achieving the right outcome. We live in a world, we live in a society. America's great. It's the best country in the world. But there are dark sides to our success, as is any type of deal that has had success. There's going to be dark sides to it. And I think the main dark side in our culture of, lavishness and, social media, everyone's sharing their damn highlight reel, right? Everyone wants you to think that they got it going on. And they want to tell you about it. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. Just as long as you got a good message underneath it. You got something you're trying to say. But I feel like in this world of success stories, highlight reels, and this might sound cliche, but failure is not celebrated enough. And like that passage just said, we fear it. When in fact, we should be embracing it. There's a lot of hustle type folks. I mentioned them last week on Twitter. But there's one guy in particular, I came across his profile yesterday as I was putting together the show. He said, he's a business guy, right? So I guess his deal is building up businesses and then selling them. So a successful venture you would call an exit, right? He said 200 failures, 2 exits. And I liked that because he's bragging about how many times it took for him to fail before he could get to those big paydays. Everybody talks about Michael Jordan, how he didn't make the junior varsity basketball team when he was in high school. And you can't help but think, hey man, the most successful folks are not only people who have failed, but they brag about it. So, you know, what else do we got? Any more James Clear juice? Some people get addicted to chain smoking their problems. They spend all day going from sorrow to sorrow. It don't have to be that way. You can live each day going from joy to joy. Like a sunflower that turns to face the sun as it moves across the sky. It ain't about having a problem-free life, but about focusing on the light. Sunflowers still got shadows, but they're always behind them. I was at a gas station this morning, man, and there was one lady working. It was a long line. I won't front to y'all. It was taking a hot minute. And all I wanted was some fresh agua and a gum pillow for the drive. I'm talking Zenachino. And it's real easy, man. It's real easy to start being like, yeah, what is this, lady doing, man? What's going on? You scanning them and you're ringing them up. But no, it's like I had that moment, and then I came back to reality to say, I don't know this person. I don't know what she's going through. I don't know what else is going on in her mind right now. So I'm going to just take it in. I'm going to be here in line and kind of just let it unfold, right? I can't control any of it. Well, there's this one girl, man, and, I referred to her as something else earlier because she was kind of being a little shit. And I don't know what she said to the lady. She was on the other side, other line. There was 2 lines, and I'm across from this girl. And I hear the gas station clerk say, ain't no need for your comments. I'm doing the best I can. And, of course, the girl in question was huffing and puffing and getting pissed. And she gets her stuff. Finally. And whizzes past me. I'm talking speed walk. And she can't do it with the wires. Damn it. Teeps the door on the way out. About broke it. And as I see her whizzing out of the parking lot, I can only think, what else is going on in your life that makes you feel like, all this anger? I've been there, where you just feel stuck. You feel in this cycle. You feel like nothing can go right for you. You're late to your appointment because your coffee spilled, and then your dog got in the trash, and you damn, all of these things, man. And I don't know. I think it's a symptom of harsh resistance to what's going on around. And when you're sucked into everything that's going on around you, it's hard to turn around and face what's going on the inside. I've been there. So, I felt a little bit of compassion. And I hope that lady finds her way. But yeah, man, that's kind of the juice for from James Clear to start the episode. What we got for the first deal? Oh, I know what we got. Stefon Diggs. Bills are finalizing a trade to send Stefon Diggs to the Houston Texans for draft pick compensation per Adam Schefter. And the Bills got clowned this week on Twitter. People say, who do the Bills have at receiver now? They don't have many. They've got your boy Mac Hollins with the crazy hair, who's been kind of a bubble guy on NFL rosters for a long time. And I can't even name the other two. The only reason I remembered old Mac Hollins was because of his hair. He's a fine football player, but he ain't Diggs. And I saw a clip. I think it was Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Tom Brady having a round of golf. And Tom told Aaron Rodgers, he said, Devontae left you. He looks over at he said, I think Tom said, somebody left me. I can't remember who it was. Tyreek left you, talking to Patrick, and he said, Josh, somebody's going to leave you. And that clip went around this week, obviously, with what's going on. So, we talked about it 2 weeks ago. Jerry Jones talked about the Cowboys being all in. I find that hard to believe if you look at what the Houston Texans are doing. You know what I mean? You got Joe Mixon back there. You got a quarterback that arguably had the best rookie season in NFL history. And now you add a piece like Diggs. It's going to be scary. This is their 2024 potential offense. You got Schultz at tight end and arguably two other wide receiver ones to help out Diggs with their efforts. Nico Collins, Tank Dell. Tank Dell is a dog, bruh. Ow, ow, ow. Type shit. He's little, but he's mighty. And, man, it's going to be scary for teams like Indy. It's going to be scary for teams like Jacksonville. I'm still seeing some delusional Tennessee Titans fans talk about how it's going to be their year with Levis and all the pieces they've added down there in Nashville. I've been seeing a lot of those types of Twitter accounts lately where there's one for the Steelers. It's called Pickensburg, like George Pickens. Just every day they're saying, before the Steelers signed Russell Wilson and Fields, this Pickensburg Twitter account was saying who else would we rather have than Kenny Pickett? Just delusional shit, dude. And it gets attention, man. I know a couple of my friends that have muted those accounts, but I think it's kind of funny, that delusional optimism. Bengals Twitter has embraced me a little bit, which is nice, interacting with some of those like-minded folks. But, the NFL's shaping up to be real fun, and we're only in April. So, something to look at. That's an organization that's all in, the Houston Texans. They signed Diggs, I believe, to just a one-year deal. So, seems like now or never for them. In other news, my dog, CFL Saskatchewan Rough Riders have added Chase Claypool to the team's exclusive negotiation list. Okay. So that means that effectively, if you liken NFL like a player's stock to the stock market, Chase Claypool just went private. And deservedly so. I remember when he was at Pittsburgh, they were playing the Minnesota Vikings. Everybody who's a football fan knows what I'm about to mention. There was less than a minute left in the game. Pittsburgh needed, I believe, more than 3 points. And Chase Claypool makes a nice play. And unaware of the clock, he decides to celebrate his first down as the clock's running. Down to 0. It didn't go down to 0 just off of him doing that. But, you know, early in his career, you see the TikToks. And making TikToks is fine. We post them every day. But not when you have a job to do and you're not doing so effectively. He goes to Chicago. I think he has 10 catches on the year. Ends up in Miami. It might have been 10 catches over 2 years. I don't know. I don't want to spread false info. But here's more on this. Chase Claypool was born in Canada. Now the former Chicago Bears and Pittsburgh Steelers wideout has a clear path to returning his professional football career across the border. Almost a month after hitting free agency, Claypool has been added to an exclusive negotiating list. The move doesn't necessarily mean Claypool is headed for a new league after just 4 seasons, but it does give the Rough Riders the exclusive ability to negotiate a contract with him. He most recently played with the Dolphins. They acquired him via trade. A lot of verbal fluff. But, here we go. Claypool logged just 18 catches in 10 games over 1.5 seasons before his benching and trade. I remember him going on the Pivot podcast, which is it was a big inspiration for me. I love that show. And they had Claypool on there, man, and he was just spewing some nonsense. Saying he knew he was a top 3 receiver in the league. And not 3. Maybe some awareness would help us stay in pro football a little longer. And here's the deal. I sound like I'm dragging him. The guy's gotten to where he's gotten for a reason. He's a pro for a reason. But we could have a little more professionalism. We could have a little more focus. That's just my opinion. Next deal.
So he wanted to switch numbers anyways. So it was like a perfect fit. He's like, I want to switch numbers. You want number 8. This is perfect. I was like, great. And then the league spoke into it. They're like, well, Kyle Pitts has a lot of jerseys that are number 8 with Pitts on the back. You would have to buy every single one.
To you or to Kyle?
Both of us would have to just write the check.
How big?
It was several $100,000.
Oh, yeah, no, we're not writing that check.
So I was like, I'm good with 18. And Kyle's like, I'm good with 8. So we're going with 8 and 18.
The NFL probably hated that. I mean, man, this is the behind-the-scenes stuff that I feel like a lot of fans weren't getting before podcasting, before, mass media, before players felt like they were able to, go on these things and kind of talk about shit and be open. I mean, the league, as powerful as it is still gonna. It sounds like they was penny pinching a little bit. So Kirk takes number 18 in Atlanta. Kyle Pitts stays with number 8. I never understood the jersey number. Like I remember there was a show on HBO. It's called Ballers. The Rock starred in it, and there was a prima donna receiver in that show that was a main character, and he was talking to another teammate, right? It was the Dolphins, right? Like there were some real players in that show, like AB was on it, and countless others, T-Sizz and Ndamukong Suh, but there was a scene in that show, and it's very real about how Ricky Jarrett, the main character receiver that I was talking about, wanted a jersey number and offered his boy on the team like $40,000. This is fictional, but this goes on in real life. People care about jersey numbers. I don't know why. when I went to college, I got switched from 44 to 54. I wasn't too happy about it, but, as a walk-on, you take your medicine and you keep it shaking and jiving, But bigger profile players like these guys, they have more say in these matters, and obviously there's more to it than meets the eye. So, Kirk Cousins, number 18, next deal.
Yeah, we in your head now. I got back there. I got back there. I'm back there. I'm back there, boy. I'm back there. Right there. I'm back there, boy. I'm back over there. Come on, boy. I'm back there. Come on, boy.
He means for real. Just delusional, not back there at all. He's like, dude, quarterback's over there. I loved these types of deals when I was coming up as a young buck. I never got to participate in these drills because linebackers' version of one-on-ones would be in coverage at these types of camps. These types of one-on-ones, these pass rushing one-on-ones, are exclusive to like offensive linemen and defensive linemen. And man, I might have said this on the show before. I would see these going on and think, dang, I wish I could be in that. I love the footwork it takes. I love the detail in the hands. Right, you saw old boy on the first rep. This big white offensive lineman. He realized that the fella pass rushing on him was a bit overextended. Right, you're pushing out a little bit. And so what do? You just swat the arm. And it's a lot like grappling, brother, which I am involved in present day. And it's a lot like grappling, man. You just kind of feel a guy falling forward and you swivel around, you shake and move, you make it happen. And in football, if a pass rusher, it's happened to me, gets too overextended, you can fall flat on your face. Next deal. Oh, yeah, that's mine. Oh, he wanted smoke, too. Damn. And then he got his boy coming in and wanting smoke, too. That's gang. Hell no, we trying to eat. I don't know, man. I kind of randomly threw that in there, but animals, they trying to protect they chicken. You know what I'm saying? Or in this case, they tuna. So it's like you want smoke, come get it. Type shit. Next deal. All right. So gambling hotlines. Okay, this is from Jerry News. Very reputable source. I believe stemmed from FUCK Jerry, a little Twitter handle that posted memes. But now they got really good news headlines. I pay attention to their Instagram a lot. It says gambling addiction hotlines are reporting a major rise in calls. Calls to Ohio's hotline rose 55% last year. Directors of U.S. gambling addiction hotlines are reporting a major rise in calls, often among younger gamblers. We have every reason to believe the growth of online sports betting is a major contributing factor to the increase in gambling problems. Keith White, the executive director of the National Council on Problem Gambling, told NBC's News. Within the first years of legalized sports betting, calls in Pennsylvania, Florida, and Ohio have doubled. Well, good on those young bucks for recognizing they got an issue and giving the hotline a call. That's the first step. You know what I mean? Because there's probably double, triple, quadruple the amount of folks out there that probably have the same issues that just haven't recognized it yet. And there's a lot of sensationalism. Obviously, with gambling being as hot as it is, now that it's legal in a lot of places, it's like, I know too many folks that feel like, yo, this this 10-leg parlay, my 10-leg parlay is it, brother. I'm putting it in, man. Let's go. And, I've been there, man. You can start to develop a lot of delusion, especially if you hit one. That's the worst, is when you hit that beginner's luck, when you hit that first one. I remember I was back in college, man, and, I met a kid that could put some bets in for me. And, I don't know if I should be talking about this, but, I hit me a little 3-leg and made some money. And, thank God for my upbringing in financial services, right? My dad did it. His dad did it. His dad did it before him. And now I'm doing it, where, you can kind of recognize, I've said it 100 times on this show, I feel like, and in life, what goes up must come down. So, thankfully it never developed into a big problem, but, it's hard to keep a healthy relationship with it, especially when there's, not much else going for you, right? A lot of young bucks, they're figuring out their way, right? They're figuring out what they like. And, I think a lot of them get into this shit and they're like, oh, I really like it. I really like it. And, it's just going to be hard to beat the house. And the sad reality is that the house don't give a fuck if you ruin your shit betting with them. In fact, that's kind of what they want. And if you realize that, you can start to develop a healthier relationship with it. I've got some bets out for the Final Four, which we're shooting this Saturday. Those games are going to happen tonight, and we're going to talk a lot about them. But how did I structure my bets? Well, I took some money that I'd already won via the NC State Wolfpack. Right, they're going to win again tonight. You guys are going to be seeing this after they've advanced to the national championship game. But I was most confident in them, so I took my house money, right? I bet 60% of that house money on NC State money line. And again, this is not financial advice, and it can't be, because the game's already going to happen by the time this drops. But 20% here, another 20% on Alabama, and then I took like $25 and bet NC State national championship bet, because I'm a fanboy and I want them to win it, and it pays 20-1. So had an extra hundo of winnings in the account. What did I do? I pocketed it. Right? It's a risk making these bets. So all you can do as a bettor, as a gambler, as a speculator, is manage that risk as much as you can. And young bucks, especially ones that aren't as familiar with handling their financials, you can get pretty carried away pretty fast. So I think it's a good thing that you're seeing these hotlines getting rung, because it's young fellas that are trying to figure out their way and not mess their life up any worse. All right. So this next deal is an article. Let's see here. Dallas mayor wants Chiefs to join Cowboys in city. Says it can support a second NFL team. So, wrong link. Okay. After voters rejected a ballot measure to approve public funding for renovations to Arrowhead Stadium, Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson is making a push for the Kansas City Chiefs to move to his city. Won't happen. In a statement of the Dallas Morning News, Johnson said he believes Dallas is big enough, growing enough to support a second NFL franchise. So of course it is. Dallas is named the top sports city in the United States because we play to win. Okay. As I've said previously, our market is big enough, growing enough, and loves football more than enough to support a second NFL team, especially a franchise and an owner with deep roots here. Chiefs and Kansas City Royals have been seeking public funding. The Chiefs want to renovate Arrowhead Stadium, while the Royals wanted to build a new park to replace Kauffman Stadium. Residents in Jackson County, I imagine that's Kansas City, voted by a margin of 58-42 on Tuesday night. This is this week, I imagine, to reject a measure for a 40-year extension of a 3/8 sales tax to replace the existing tax on the Truman Sports Complex that hosts both stadiums. Chiefs Chairman Clark Hunt unveiled a plan in February for an $800 million renovation project at Arrowhead, and obviously that got rejected. So Hunt said his family, this is the owner of the Chiefs, would contribute $300 million toward the project, with the remaining funds coming from public taxpayers. And that's always messy. You're seeing it going on with the A's right now, trying to move to Las Vegas. Excuse me. Whenever you're seeking public funding, it gets hairy, and there's not many ownership groups that have the bankroll to just come in and say, yeah, we're going to fund a $1 billion stadium project. Mayor Eric Johnson tweeted, the answer is Dallas. Why? We're about to pass the Chicago Metro and become the number 3. Okay, man. Yeah, you know. Let's see. Welcome home, Dallas Texans. Shut up, bro. It's not unusual for a major media market to have two teams. LA's doing it. If the Chiefs were to consider relocating, they'd have to pay a fee to the other teams. The Rams and Chargers are paying $645 million over 9 years. My cigar goes out. So Lamar Hunt, who is Clark Hunt's father, hell of a name, founded the Dallas Texans in 1959 as one of the original teams in the American Football League. They shared the Cotton Bowl with the Cowboys for 3 seasons. And then the Texans relocated to Kansas City and rebranded as the Chiefs in 1963. They won 3 AFL titles and defeated the Minnesota Vikings in Super Bowl IV in the final game before the AFL NFL merged into one single league. We talked about this last week, I think, man. I think folks are just starving for anything to talk about that's football related right now, and I think that's not going to happen. But you never know. Stadium drama, as we mentioned, can get really messy. So I always account for things you never think happening could happen. So we'll see. I thought that was an interesting little deal. But like I mentioned earlier, tonight we got, as of the time of the shooting, will have already happened, the Final Four here in Phoenix. And you got the NC State Wolfpack facing off against the Purdue Boilermakers, right? You got Big Zach Edey, 7'4", doesn't even have to leave his feet to dunk the basketball. In fact, when they made it to the Final Four last weekend, Easter weekend in the Elite Eight, old Zach didn't even have to get on the ladder to cut the nets down. He just did it from his feet, overgrown bastard. And then in the other side of the bracket, the other semifinal, which will be the later game, is going to be Alabama and UConn. Okay, so DJ Burns, my dog, was asked about how he would want to handle Zach Edey. I believe I've only seen his clip once, but let's see what he has to say.
Yeah, for sure. I think that he hasn't had anybody who puts scoring pressure on him as much as I will, for sure. Well, maybe he did, but not under a stage like this.
Damn, bruh. So there might be some chirping, dude. Like I said, I believe in NC State. I've got the SEC bias with Alabama. Don't give a piss about nothing but the tie. So, you know, Alabama, NC State, national championship game, that'd be cool, but I will admit that's probably not realistic. Do I think one of the two upsets will happen? Yes. And shit, I'll go on here. This is going to be dropped after the games have already happened. I will boldly predict, as it's happened, NC State, Alabama in the national championship. Okay? So, I saw DJ Burns Jr. for the first time watching the ACC tournament championship game, NC State versus North Carolina. NC State has not lost since the start of the ACC tournament, right? And I caught them playing against North Carolina. And the first thought, me and my buddy George were sitting there watching it. And George is a big man himself, so he's got some compassion for the big man game. I am a shorter, 6 foot on a good day, 6'1" on a good day, white guy with no dribbles, inconsistent 3-point game, and good mid-range, good driving, and I rebound and I play defense, right? So when I see a guy like this, DJ Burns, 6'7", 270, you know what I mean, backing the guy down, you see a guy like this and you start to think, okay, I like the way he plays. I like this guy. He looks a bit unorthodox for a basketball player. He looks more like a football player, but he's got beautiful footwork, tremendous touch. And me and George, we were watching this game, man. We're on a golf trip in South Carolina, and it was at night, so we're chilling, and we start to find ourselves being like, every time DJ Burns got the ball, he's like, come on, you got it. He's backing him down, and then he turn around, a little flip up, nice little nifty move in, and he's put up like 20 points. And so I was like, damn, dude, I'm on with this guy. But apparently, since NC State's run has occurred, DJ Burns has started to get attention from NFL executives. They see the footwork. But NC State's coach, Keats, I don't know his first name, but he's Coach Keats, said this when asked about it.
Any calls from NFL front offices about DJ?
Yeah, no way he's going to play football. He's got a great touch. He's not that bully that you guys think. I mean, you spend some time with him. He's a teddy bear off the court. That's why I get so frustrated when they get a call, when they call a charge on you. He doesn't bully you. He just goes around. He wheels around you. I think he's going to play basketball. I really do. But no way he's going to be a football player. And I have not got any calls about that.
Why is he hating, man? I mean, they got a job they're trying to do. I get it. You know, shut out the noise, focus on what's important. Says not only has DJ Burns led NC State to its first Final Four since 1983, he's also caught the eye of NFL scouts. Peter Schrager of Fox Sports reported multiple NFL executives view Burns as a potential offensive tackle. Yeah, because of the feet, baby! While it's unclear if Burns has any interest in playing football, he would reportedly get a big turnout if he participated in a pro day. Jim Nagy said, got text from a GM, assistant GM, and college director within an hour of posting this on Friday night. NFL interest in DJ Burns is a real thing. The tweet he quoted said, anyone else having trouble watching NC State big man DJ Burns and not thinking about him kick sliding in pass pro or getting out on pulls? Whoa, dude, think about that for a second, bro. I don't know. I mean, his coach said it. Like, is he mean enough to turn those soft hands violent? That might be why he's, kind of poo-pooing it. Burns is listed as 6'9", 275, which would make him one of the tallest players in NFL history. He'd also have to bulk up his frame to withstand the rigors of the NFL, giving most linemen top 300-pound mark. 23-year-old has been focused on basketball throughout his young sports career. He was already 6'8" on the radar of college scouts by the time he was a freshman in high school, eventually signing with Tennessee as a 4-star in 18. After transferring, that's a bunch of... Burns had 29 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists in last Sunday's win over Duke, and he was just playing lights out. So, I mean, again, people wanting to talk about football. But, you know, man, he's a dog. He is such a dog. And, in fact, a reporter from USA Today asked him what he thought about that.
People are saying, you know, will you play football? Is that legit? Like, you may think about playing football?
Probably not. No, I won't play no football.
Has this been a fun ride for you, you know, being the center of attention right now?
Yeah, it's been cool, man. I haven't been focused on the media much, but yeah, it's still cool. I have noticed it for sure.
Fire. I mean, these reporters are going to do their damnedest to distract these guys and get them thinking about anything other than the job that has to be done. So, you know, that's if I were in his shoes, that's probably what I would have said too. But, man, if you don't explore, I'm biased, right, because I'm a football guy, but if you don't explore that option at least a little bit, they're saying if you were to do a pro day, it would be the weekend after the Final Four, so a week from this shooting today. So we'll see, man. This whole segment, man, I'm biased. I love him. I love what NC State's doing. If they don't make it to the national championship, boy, man, y'all might be going to sleep by the time this damn fucker drops. So, one of the tweets of the week, okay? Chaotic good versus chaotic evil. Dude, Zach Edey, we talked about him earlier. This man got a lot of hate in the game against Tennessee because he went for, let's see, here's the next deal. He went for 40 points, and I think he had 16 rebounds. That's 56% of his team's points came from him. It was the first game, Tennessee versus Purdue last weekend in the Elite Eight, in tournament history where two opposing players scored over half of their team's points. That boy Dalton necked. He got to be getting some chicks on campus down there at UT, baby. He got to be, man. He a good-looking big boy, plays good basketball, man. No Diddy. You know what I mean? But that was a hell of a game, man. It was really controversial. Tennessee fans were pissed. It felt like every time Zach Edey got the ball, he got fouled. And I agree with them. You know what I mean? It's this damn, like, look at this shit. Look at this clip from the game. He thinking he can get a piece of damn foul action. Throws his hand up at the end, too. I mean, come on, man. I am conjunctly, right? I want Bama to get in because they're SEC and their fans aren't used to basketball success. And I want NC State because my big dog, DJ Burns, is a beast. And I love his personality. I love the way he plays. They've become America's team, NC State. So conjunctly, I can't help but hate on Purdue a little bit. I can't help but hate on UConn a little bit. Why? Growing up with Kentucky basketball, when Kentucky was actually winning big games and getting to the Final Four, who knocked them out a couple times? Damn UConn Huskies. And 13-year-old me wasn't too damn happy about that. So, even though I grew up hating Tennessee, too, I found myself cheering for him last weekend. Why? Because this big guy, Zach Edey, he's this big, powerful guy. He's getting all these foul calls, man. And that's why everyone was saying he went for 40 points. It was at the line. And granted, he was hitting his free throws, big dog, 7'4". I imagine shooting a free throw, shooting a basketball, to him would be more like shooting a tennis ball, which would be hard. And he was hitting his free throws. But, you know, somebody else had this to say. The refs, after getting Zach Edey and Purdue to the Final Four. Tennessee fans were pissed. They were all talking about that last week. So, you know, it's like the end result's the end result. You can't argue with it. It's just what it is. But this meme is my favorite. 7'4", 300-pound Zach Edey. Damn, he's 300. That makes sense. And 6'9", 275 DJ Burns. That's me on the right. That's me, bro. partying like that, ripping a cig, taking a look at the competition, and saying, why not us? You know what I mean? Somebody said Zach Edey, if he was a and I didn't cut the clip, so you see that I was screen recording it off Twitter. But that's the deal, man. You know, we got the, as you guys are watching this, the National Championship Monday, and the game is literally, as we're shooting, it's getting ready to start. And my ass is going to be parked in front of the TV once we finish up in the jar here today. And, it'll be interesting. Like I said, I think one of the favorites, one of the 1 seeds is going to move on, and one of the underdogs is going to make it. And, if that happens, my wallet will be happy. If not, it's out of our control. You know what I mean? But UConn was apparently practicing with baseball gloves on. I didn't understand this at first. I looked in the comments. People were asking, like, non-sports people, explain this. Myself, being a sports human, still didn't understand it, but apparently baseball gloves make it harder to grip the basketball. So UConn had their open practice at State Farm Stadium here in Glendale, and they were all dribbling with baseball gloves on. You see it's a little harder for this kid right here. I think that's cool, man. You know, growing up as a kid, trying to get my handles have never been good. They still aren't good. I try to dribble a tennis ball around the house, just trying to, get a feel, get an awareness for it. But, being a average height white guy, basketball just wasn't in the cards for me. Now, I do like playing pickup every other week. But so that's what UConn is doing. I really hope Bammer can come out and head to the national title game Monday night. I really do. But it'll be exciting to see nonetheless, right? And again, this episode is going to be coming out after all the semifinal games are done. So everything I might be saying about the underdogs could be for naught. But I hope it ain't. Next deal. Hell yeah. I'm trying to go like that. Dumped him.
What, boy?
Dude, I remember, man, when I was a kid, my parents used to elect, we'd take family trips down to South Florida, Jupiter, and my parents would always elect to drive. My dad liked doing it. It was about 16 hours, and I remember when we would get into the state of Florida, we'd have to go through tolls, and a lot of the times there would be folks in those toll booths that didn't particularly speak English. And this was kind of racist, but my dad I shouldn't say that shit. It was funny. My dad pulled up on a lady that clearly didn't speak English, and they weren't understanding each other, and he wasn't mad or nothing, but he finally just goes, and she lets us on through, bro. And I don't know, that clip just the way that guy sounded was how my dad sounded, and it was just insane. I shouldn't be saying that on here, man, but whatever. It's funny. That's what that reminded me of, a little story. All right, tweet of the week. Former Steelers wide receiver Chase Claypool could be heading to the Canadian Football League, and a Cincinnati Bengals fella said he's finally a top 3 receiver in the league. Shout out to Sammy G. I've been seeing him on my timeline lately. I need to throw him a follow. They will throw this up on X and give him a little shout out. Okay. And we're getting down into the weeds here of the show. We're getting into the last parts of it. I saw this on X today and thought it would be an interesting topic of discussion for the few folks that do watch this program. A civil war breaks out. Which region is winning this shit? And you got, I'd say, how many regions is that? 10. I'm biased, man. Number 4 is coming out with it. You got Florida, you got Bammer, Mississippi. I'd argue that Louisiana should be in number 4. And is that? Yeah, Arkansas. Man, Arkansas could probably be in there too. Really SEC country. OG SEC country. No Texas shit. Texas, they might be able to fight. You know, they definitely be able to fight. Probably got the most guns by state. Arizona and Nevada kind of got squacked, getting thrown in with the blue-haired folks out west. Blue-haired, no gun, having to have folks. You could look at it the other way, though. Arizona and Nevada could carry California. The rest of them, man, 10. Yeah, I mean, maybe Alaska. You got some folks out there that are ready for a damn apocalypse. So Alaska might carry that 10 group. You got I mean, shit. 8 could be a sleeper. I've never been to really any of those. I've been to Utah, Colorado. Again, blue-haireds for the most part. But you might have some country, you know, good old people in Colorado out in the mountains. 5 is just up a river. Ohio would carry that group for sure. I'm not even going to talk about 1 or 2 or 3. Nah, they're all getting smoked. It's really going to be between 4, 6, Arizona and Nevada with all the crazy-ass desert-dwelling folks with their guns might be able to carry California. If it wasn't for them, I'd say 9's written off too. 10's definitely written off. 8 might be a good dark horse. You know, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, and Colorado. I'd say the rest of those states would carry Colorado because people I meet from Colorado, you know, there's some good folk, but they ain't like my south-dwelling folk, you know. My biased opinion says give it to 4. Give that shit to 4. And yeah, that ain't no question. In the last clip of the week was something I found on TikTok. A nice lady. She got her damn Filet-O-Fish from McDonald's. I'll let y'all do the thing.
Hello, y'all. What's going on, y'all? Today, I'm just trying to be like other people. Girl, I seen this girl with a triple fish sandwich with extra tartar sauce, extra cheese.
Hell yeah.
But I went to the McDonald's. They gave me such a deal of putting 3 fishes on here. I told the bitch to put it to the side. I put it on my own stuff, so that's what I did. Then they tried to let me have it, put a lot of tartar sauce. Y'all see? But bitch, that's what I like. Bitch, I don't care if it's slaw shit. That's how it's supposed to be. If I ask for extra.
She fire.
Good look. They really try to fuck me over, y'all. This thing so on here so crooked. My sister over here whispering in my ear.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what she whispered in my ear for, like I can hear her.
Ear for, like I can hear for. That's a bar, baby.
I'm trying.
Bro, I'm trying to bull. I mean, that tartar sauce got to be right.
Girl, girl, if y'all like fish, these fish sandwiches from thing, get you 3.
Yeah, get you 3. That's my auntie.
I love milk. Let me get me a napkin. My sister whispered, get your napkin, get your napkin. I don't need no damn napkin. Bitch, I'm eating.
Bitch, I'll eat. That's fire. That blue slush juice. That seems gross.
Oh, yeah.
I tried, but
It's hot outside today, y'all.
man, I tried that fillet of
Another
fish.
paper towel, because she's saying, my hand.
My hand. She fire, bro.
She know me and my daddy eat the same. A mess.
Oh man, she fire, bro. I love how she can just go on here and be herself, dog.
I bet y'all said, girls, I know she like eat at McDonald's. Dude. Every time I come to my sister's house, can you go get us a fish burger?
A fish burger.
Miss I'll go try this.
Yeah. Man, I might.
Don't get no double, get you 3.
Yeah.
Make them bitches fix you a 3-1.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Let me kind of finish my one little piece I got here.
Yeah. That's fire, bro. I might, bro. When I first saw that, I was like, damn, that Filet-O-Fish, that is right. But man, she might have done sold me. I might have to go try me one of them Filet-O-Fishes. I ain't above it. I ain't damn above it. I try to eat the way I eat. Organic, good, clean stuff. But man, every now and then you gotta just have you some McDonald's. You gotta have your triple Filet-O-Fish with some tartar sauce. Boy. Get you 3. And get you a nice ass week this week, man. That's the end of this episode 13 in the jar with your boy Dupe. Be a friend, tell a friend, leave a comment, let us know what you think. And if we happen to hit you in the chest this week, hit that subscribe button down below. Happy Final Four weekend. We're wrapping up March Madness. Hopefully, we're going to see Alabama and NC State here in the National Championship Monday night as we drop this episode. Episode 13 in the jar. We'll see you.